Hey, good morning, wonderful people. Just woke up a while ago. It's very early morning. I woke up around 3 a.m. and right now it's about 4 a.m. in the morning, very peaceful and quiet. Decided to do, I have quite a few fragrances pending, and it's not like I have to finish or I am pushing myself to the limits or something, but actually, I have this flow going on, that excitement. I want to keep it uh, going, and I would like to actually review fragrance when actually I'm inspired. That's the main reason I'm doing one by one. I'm taking them down, more or less initial impressions on most fragrances. Recently, I had about 30 fragrances I bought at once. Uh, just for the page, or rather say I have a decant page, so that's how I finance my sort of channel and everything. So I just decided to invest some fragrances. This is one of them. So I have a niche fragrance today from the house of Parfum de Marly. I've been saying Parfums de Marly, but I saw my favorite reviewer Steven Redolessence, of course, one of the best reviewers, absolutely. He says Parfum de Marly, so I guess it's gonna be Parfum de Marly. It's gonna be difficult because I'm used to saying Parfum de Marly. So see, PDM, let's keep it as PDM. So this is one of the newest releases and it got a lot of hype. I'll tell you the reason why I bought it, where I bought it from, what it smells like, and I'll tell you absolutely like a different deviation from what PDM has been doing. So I've been following PDM for some time. This house is at first, to me, it came to me like I tried some samples and I tried them in winters. So basically, the ones I tried and I bought, they were all winter-based perfumes. So the fragrance, I'll show you what I have in my collection and how this one particularly, which is called Percival. The name is a bit difficult to read from the silver here. It says Percival here. There you go. So this comes in 120 ml, so 125 ml, unisex, and this fragrance is priced around let's say below $200, around 150 to $160, around that price range. And that price range is only possible because of one of my brothers, Ifran Bhai. He bought it in Bangladesh and his page is called USB. He has been selling this like hotcakes. This page was this fragrance was disappearing. Three shifts he brought, like a lot of them, they disappeared. And I've been like following his page and I was like, what's up with that? And I wanted to get something that's popular. I invested in some popular fragrances like ADG, Profumo, like some La Nuit de l'Homme, the popular ones. So I thought this would be a good investment. And I'll let you know, it was a blind buy and I had no clue what this smells like. So I saw the review of Sebastian Zara and Steven. These two reviews, these two noses I trust. I haven't tried the other ones because perhaps I didn't get the time. So let's hit the review. The presentation, as I showed you, the PDM, they have two sort of presentation. They have the paper boxes and they have the like little bit like a podium sort of hard cardboard box like Amouage does sometimes. Those are a little bit more pricey, more premium. Like I think Carlisle has that, and some of the other darker ones they have those. But this is like a paper box, and this perhaps is a little bit affordable one in the line. Very beautiful blue, and these ones, if you do not know, their names are inspired by horses, different horses. Okay, so Parfum de Marly Paris, Percival, the name, and the Royal Essence, they write, and then 125 ml, and there is the top. It resembles their cap, and they have their sort of history with the fragrance at the back. And this is made in France. All right, and the bottom is like this. So this fragrance, it does, they have personal touch. They have this nice paper like a thingy, I don't know, what leaflet you can read up in there. I think that's a nice touch. And the bottle is really beautiful. It's like I really love the color of it. It's the bottle is just stunning. But some people might find them boring because they're all the same shape, same design, the heavy cap, and their colors are like different. So this one I'll show you next to my Leighton bottle, which I bought them side by side. Leighton I know for a very long time. I reviewed it. This is my top favorite from this house. I think next to Godolphin. So if you see them next to each other, like Steven also mentioned, you can easily confuse them by like looking at them. You think like this is the same fragrance, but no, they're a little bit darker blue, and this is like a little bit brighter neon sort of blue. All right, and the cap, it has that, just like the box, it has that top, and I think this one clicks onto place. Yeah, so you can pick it up, no problem. And the atomizer, like that, very nice atomizer. So this cap, by the way, I mentioned in all my PDM reviews, these are metal heavy caps. If you hit someone with it, like boom, fatal injury. So do not try that at home. And let me spray this. My hand is empty, fresh. Let me show you the sprayer, which are really good. Okay, let's see. you just see how much mist it gives. So you have to be careful because depending on Parfums de Marly, most of the fragrances are very potent. Do not go like overboard like Versace and some other sprayers like 10, 20 sprays. You're gonna be regretting it and you're actually wasting the juice. So this fragrance basically is a fresh fragrance I was telling you, and it's a deviation from their other line. Let me show you what else I reviewed. This is my seventh PDM fragrance review. My first one ever was I wanted to buy the best, and I thought Godolphin was the best since I love Tuscan leather. This is more affordable and more cleaner version of Tuscan leather which lasts forever. Godolphin is perhaps one of my most favorite because it performs really really well. Then I bought second one was my favorite was Harrod. You guys know it's a tobacco based sweet scent and it's lovely for winter time. Then I bought this one, Pegasus. Not everybody's cup of tea. It's kind of like a bitter almond, clean, musky sort of scent for cold weather. Very nice, very unique, niche-like, and they have a Armaf Grace, which is a clone of this one, basically a more affordable version. So that was my third one. Then I recently showed you that I bought side by side with Percival, this one Leighton. So this is my most favorite at the time at this present moment because I love the smell, very easy to love, and I gave it very high mark in my review. Check out my review please. So this was my fourth one, and I, thanks to my dear brother Shafi Bhai, I also happened to try Carlisle and Nizian. I think these two I also reviewed from the sample. Carlisle I'm considering full bottle because it's hybrid of Harrod and Leighton to my nose. Fantastic fragrance, very nice presentation. I'll see if I can get the full bottle. So yeah, as you can see, I am interested in Galloway. I'm interested in a few other fragrances that has been released. So let's try what Percival smells like. So this fragrance, let me hold it. This fragrance is a little different than the ones I showed you. Just like if you see Steven's review, he's told you this is deviation. This is more on the other side of the world. It's like a sunny side of the world. If those other ones are on the colder side, cold weather, winter heavy, this is perhaps summer and spring heavy. Like it can be worn all year round, but it's much more brighter, much more fresher, and it's a very pleasing, crowd pleasing sort of fragrance, just like Leighton is. But Leighton is for winter, remember that. And this I would recommend if you are even like living in hot conditions now. This one you can get away with wearing this in summer easily. So I think PDM started realizing they have to produce some summer fragrances. That's why they released this. So first of all, I think the bottle is gorgeous and 125 ml juice is beautiful. The extra juice always helps when you pay for high price for a niche fragrance. But I would say thanks to Ifran Bhai USB page, because he gave it for 13,000 taka, and it's like unbelievable the pricing for a new fragrance. I don't know how he does it. He's like Houdini. So we are fortunate to get it for very nice pricing. There's a sticker at the bottom if you're scared of fakes. So this fragrance, okay, plenty to say. First of all, it has a very bright citrusy sort of opening, and you're gonna absolutely love this opening. It's made to love. Okay, it's heavy with citrus, mandarin orange. I think they have bergamot as well, and then mixed with lavender. But do not be scared if you hate lavender. The lavender is not scary or done to something that you not gonna be able to process it. Beautifully fresh lavender with those citruses. Okay, but the citrus is not gonna stay for very long. It's gonna turn into something very familiar. This fragrance, I will tell you one thing. If you know Parfums de Marly house, many people say they are sometimes designer like, very high-end designer. Some people say kind of redundant because there are some of the fragrances they have similar DNA, and sometimes people say they are clone house for a niche house because they take like fragrance inspiration and then they make sort of like their niche version. So it's up for debate and stuff. I'm not gonna go there, but this is very much familiar territory. The fragrances I'm gonna tell you, if you know them already, if you haven't seen the review already, I'll tell you. If you know Fierce by Abercrombie and Fitch, which I think is okay, but overpriced for what it is. It's extremely expensive, like $85 to $100 plus for Abercrombie fragrance. I'm not gonna do that because I'm usually used to paying half. But this fragrance on the dry down, it will remind you of that. But I'm not saying like this and that has the same quality. This is far superior. If you see the opening, if you see the longevity is fantastic. You get whole day's work with this. If you have some on your shirt, I would say go 4 to 5 sprays. If you really want to make it last, it's gonna last you whole working day, and it's very up class. You wear it with the suit. You can wear it casually, no problem. But as Steven said, I would say agree with him that this is meant for high class parties or high class events or official formal. it will be fantastic. It smells very posh. So yes, it does have that fierce. If you hate fierce, I'll tell you, the fierce after fierce, there has been some other releases. I do not have the original one, but if you know this one, Mont Blanc Legend. Mont Blanc Legend, this is the intense version. I really love it. It's a crowd pleaser, lasts long time. Got lavender, also got that beautiful sort of known DNA that everybody loves, especially ladies love this. It has pineapple and stuff also, I think. But my favorite one, I call this niche quality juice, very unique, kind of cooling, metallic-y, sort of cools you down in summertime, warms you in cold weather. Chanel's Platinum Egoist. Unfortunately, I have the more newer version, the older version, like the thin bottle. I wanted that. I think juice is not going to be different because this is very good performer. So this one has rosemary. It has notes like very cooling notes, and it has some florals, and it's kind of like a barber shoppy almost, but very unique fragrance. You know, you smell it and you do not get it at first. It's not like Eau Extreme or Bleu de Chanel obvious, but this is the fragrance. If you consider this as sort of like a like, let's say you are comparing this, okay, and you're holding it as an idol, okay, you love Platinum Egoist and you're holding it to pedestal like that, this is your favorite. I'm gonna tell you one thing, this is actually upgrade of Platinum Egoist than this one. Platinum Egoist has this little bit maturity about it. It has like 30 plus feel. This fragrance is going to be appealing to younger crowds like 20s, teenagers. You can pull it off if you can afford it. But they are not same. They have different differences, and I would say Chanel one still has a lot of quality, So price range, you're looking at also $100 on this Chanel, which is not cheap, but you're paying for quality. So yes, now I told you about what you needed to know. This one on the dry down, it has a little bit more sweetness. It does go very pleasant. It's kind of like a musky. It has ambroxan, I think, mentioned, and it has some green notes, some florals, neroli, I think some sandalwood. Let me check. No, coriander and some violets. Whatever it's in it, the notes, I do not get all the notes, I'll tell you honestly, because it's too new for me. For initial impression, whatever you smell is very pleasant. It's crowd pleaser. It's not going to disturb anybody. It's not super loud. It's not super dark. It's very bright. At the same time, it's very, how to say, it's the statement you make with a lot of class. Okay, so the bottle that you own, it's gonna really look nice in your shelf, and I think perhaps it's gonna be growing to be like one of my top favorites from this house. All right, because I live in a hotter country, so I'm eager to see how this performs in winter, but summertime, it's performing really well. And I do not wear this cheaply, like when I'm going out for buying some stuff, you know, I'm going to be sweating a lot. No, I'm going to be wearing this when I'm going to see some friends, you know, kind of like try to impress, even though you don't want to impress, but give you compliments, you know, they will say you smell very nice. So I would suggest this for office. Imagine a blue suit, white shirt, dress, shoes and stuff like that. It's gonna go for that. So for the price, yes, you pay a little bit more, and it does have the designer sort of vibe, but in a very high class way, right? So if you happen to want to try or start at some point, it's going to be a good starting point for PDM. All right, so try out Percival. This fragrance longevity, I'll give it like, for what it is, what for a fresh fragrance, it's 9 out of 10. Versatility, I think it's going to be also very high, 9 out of 10 all year round. Anybody can wear it any age. Women, it's gonna smell fantastic on them, but it does have that Fougere sort of barbershop feel. So say 60 for men, 40 for women. Okay, like that. That's just my personal opinion, by the way. The compliment factor is going to be very high, because people are going to be noticing with 2-3 hours it projects really well. If you hitting a fan, like it's towards you, it's going to be like whole room is going to fill with this fragrance. But after 3 hours, it's going to be like a strong skin scent. It's not going to be projecting as much until the 6th-7th hour. It's going to be like a nice skin scent. All right, so overall this fragrance, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 Percival. Okay, for what it is, for the value, for the longevity, presentation, and how much I like this smell. I wanted always this kind of DNA to have a little bit upper class feel, right? Because I smell legend or fierce like DNA in a lot of fragrances, right? But this is the best of them all. And if I would also say, very close second would be Platinum Egoist, right? That's my review on Percival. Did you try this? Do let me know. And one last thing before I finish, here in the comment section, many people are complaining why do not respond. I have actually a particular reason, that there were cases of certain trolls and certain bullying and stuff, which really gets to me. I know should be over by now, but I don't want to deal with those. So basically, I answer all your questions if you have any in Fragcom Bangladesh. I'll leave the link below, my Facebook group. That's where I discuss. I am always active. If you have any questions or inquiry, you can ask there. I will be there. I'll be happy to help you, right? So I leave the reviews for people to see, but when you see, do not see me commenting, do not think I am being arrogant. It's just that particular reason. I don't want to, I do have some issues with that, right? So I'm really sorry. So do join Fragcom Bangladesh and do check out Percival by PDM Parfum de Marly. Thanks for watching such a long video. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless all of you. See you. Bye-bye.